Hello everyone, today is the 11th of November and I wanted to do a video just because I wanted to do a video. I'm very hungry, so I'm going to make some dinner and I was just going to talk to you guys while I'm making dinner. I've had a very eventful last couple days with everything that's going on here in Seattle and Portland and all the gatherings that are happening against corruption and fraud, and a lot of that has to do with, in the way that I feel about it, a lot of that has to do with my son. So that's my personal experience of the level of corruption, kind of minimized down to a personal happening. The last couple days have been crazy. You guys should go and watch my videos on my YouTube channel because I've tried to document as much as possible. They're still trying to block me. They're still trying to censor everything. Or, when I was at the protest the other day marching through with the people at university, with my people at the University of Washington, they weren't even letting me take, Apple wasn't even letting me take videos. Now all of a sudden my printer won't let me scan in documents. So they're really, really, now that I've outed Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg working together, and Bill Gates is, go ahead and look up, even on Twitter, go ahead and type in Washington State Supreme Court, and a bunch of stuff will come up about Bill Gates, because Bill Gates is infiltrated this entire region. He thinks he owns Washington State, and he thinks he can do whatever he wants. He thinks he's above the law. Microsoft runs all the programs on the United States government, so he basically bribes them and holds them hostage, and their information hostage, and our national security hostage, basically, through cyber warfare, through his way, or, the fear-mongering. So, and he is one of the main people that is involved with the child trafficking of my son. And I want to let you guys know, I went to a vigil last night at Martin Luther King Park in, south of Beacon Hill in Seattle. And, man, I met some beautiful people, but I had a discussion, for a while with this woman that I met there, really cool lady, but she was telling me that, she had experienced a lot of abuse and things like that growing up, and that she would go to women's groups, and one woman was talking about how the doctors and the professors and the lawyers and all the powerful men in the area were all bringing their children to parties, and they would molest each other's children. This is a known thing. This is the taboo. This is the taboo. This is what underpins all of white supremacy, all of patriarchy, is molesting our boys, stripping our men of their manhood before they are even allowed to develop it. So what's happening is they're breaking down developmental identity before it's even allowed to develop by raping and abusing their power as a parent. And it's disgusting. This is the plague upon the earth. This is the plague upon the earth. Raping and being predatory towards innocents, and especially your own flesh and blood, that is completely psychotic. That is on the verge of total insanity and total societal breakdown. And so what I think is happening is that, all the children that have been going through this generation after generation, we're all adults now. And most of us have repressed a lot of that if you haven't been doing that personal work. And so the vibe that's happening in the world is really unlodging a lot of these repressed memories and repressed just feelings of being taken advantage of by authority and power, different power structures, and just totally violated. I mean, totally physically violated when your identity is developmentally trying to structure itself. What they're trying to do is make sure that you have no inner identity, no inner core. They want to break your spirit. It's a breaking of the spirit. It's a raping of innocence. Children are not sexual beings. They don't think in that way. They don't process those things in that way. There is no sexual intent. There is no overpowering. If children are even experimenting with one another, It's out of curiosity and wanting to learn their own body. That has nothing to do with an adult enforcing their own twisted mindset on a child or many children to overpower them. What that is, when a man or woman, but mainly men, take advantage of children, those are men that are the epitome of insecurity. They are, in the dictionary definition of insecurity, coward, total decrepit, character. They are the epitome of that. And so what they're trying to do is they see the light in children, and they want to take on that. It's dark energy. It's like a black hole. They want to swallow that up, and they want to break that child's will down. And they're doing that to my son. And right now there's major protests going on in Portland, Oregon. And the riot police are out and everything, but they're close. They're very close to 3205 Northeast Stanton, which is the last known place of my son. Nobody has seen my son in over 11 months. Nobody that I know has seen my son, seen pictures of him, nothing. So, and like I said, I was alerted to the kiddie porn parties last night, and I feel very strongly, and I want this investigation to push forward, but Portland State University, which employs Lawrence Lewis, which is Adam's father, my son's father, I feel very strongly that Portland State University has the child trafficking sex ring. All those professors and those are part of the people that the girl last night was referring to. And yes, this is happening all over the world. This is happening all over the country. In other parts of the world, they're allowed to marry children. They've child pornography, molestation. These are crimes against humanity. I don't care what guise you want to put on it. When a grown man wants to take advantage of a young baby woman or a young baby man, that is not a human being. That is not a human being. That is not a living, breathing human being. That is a weak piece of shit. That is nothing. Those are nothing. They're not men. They're not men. And a lot of those men are actually secretly homosexual. But the one thing I want to make a point of is this is a cycle of abuse. So I have a feeling that my son's father was abused like this. And my son's father Adam Lewis showed a lot of really weird inferences to that based on his behavior and based on what I witnessed with him, being with him and living with him. And just there were a lot of things that would paint a certain picture. And I've studied abnormal psychology. I've studied psychology. I went to school for psychology and holistic health for over 7 years. And I continue to study every day on my own. Most of my knowledge comes from my self-study, not even what I did in college. But I did do it in college as well. So almost a decade of that. So I know that this is a pattern of behavior, and what has been done to Adam, or what Adam's witnessed with his adopted sister, whose name is Soon Lewis, and she was adopted from Korea. So that's what I also want you to know that Lawrence Lewis has already done this before. Lawrence Lewis convinced Adam's mother that she was crazy. She's a brilliant writer, editor. She worked in social work. Whenever she had feelings, he would break her down. Adam witnessed this. I feel like Adam might have witnessed some of the molestation, maybe to his adopted sister. So the whole adoption thing, getting money for children, trading children like money and trading children like sex toys, it's fucking disgusting. Lawrence Lewis is very versed in. He's already done this. He did this with his own family. So now I've got Adam trying to convince the world that I'm crazy because I want to protect my son, and I don't want my son being molested at 2 years old. I don't want my son concealed at 2 years old. Why would you conceal a child? And what on God's green earth makes you think it's okay to take a child away from a mother for no reason and then conceal the child for over a year? Something's going on. It's not rocket science, okay? They're concealing the child because they don't want you to see. They don't want you to see that he's now developmentally delayed. They don't want you to see that he's depressed and he's not even 3 years old. I am irate about this. The rage in me for these people is out of this world. It's out of this world. It's like 100, 200-foot wave just swallowing the world. The amount of rage I have towards the people hurting my son right now. So I'm going to stop this video because I do want to make another one of, just prep, meal prep and stuff, because I just want to spend some time with you. But whenever I get talking about this, I get very, very upset. So I'm going to calm myself down because I have to stay centered for my son. I have to stay grounded. And I have to make sure that I give this information, which is very heavy, heavy, heartbreaking information, to you in doses so that you don't get overwhelmed by it. But what I am excited about is the potential for us all to take these marches to Portland and to march and sit in front of Lawrence Lewis's house at 3205 Northeast Stanton, which is Northeast Portland, Oregon. And I am very interested in being able to swarm and surround them and not allow anything but my child to come home to his mother. Portland police is in on this. I need you to know that. When I called my son on Christmas last year, I called him. I have not seen my son since he was taken, ripped from my arms by Luke Hillman and Garsky on this floor right in here. But when I lost my train of thought. Oh, Portland police. When I called my son on Christmas, they're so bent on keeping me out of my son's life and not allowing me to see the abuse and not allowing me to alert authorities, which, come on, did any of that work? Hell no. So they put a restraining order on me. They put a restraining order on me, and they have a warrant for my arrest if I want to go down to Portland, Oregon and try to protect my son. In the parenting plan, when they had me isolated in the King County Superior Court in downtown Seattle on 3rd Street, they tried to put in the parenting plan that I could not even call the police if I thought anything was going on. The police are in on this, okay? The police, a lot of them are molesting children. They're having parties, okay? This is like the ultimate depravity of human nature and human society. And it has to be eradicated. It has to be shut down and eradicated completely. And there's just no other option. Children will not be molested. They will not. They will not on my watch, or you go to jail forever. Okay? You go to prison. You go to federal prison forever. If I even think about it, and I go and I research and I find out that there's factual information that I can see that a child has been hurt and you're involved, you will be in prison for as long as I can put you there. I'm personally going to start taking night classes for law school because I have to do this. I have to. There's too many children being hurt. I can't take it. It hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. It hurts my very being. And I cannot live in a world where I know that people that I see every day are going home and hurting children. I cannot live in that world. So I have to change this world so that me and my son can live here. And I need your help. I need you to help me, okay? I need you to put pressure on these people with me. I need you to watch my videos. I need you to stay updated on all these things. Because this is my baby. This is your baby. If they can do it to me, again, have no record, have no points on my license, college degree. They had nothing. They had nothing. They still don't have anything. I had 3 social workers, PhD professors writing the courts. They wouldn't even look at the information. They refused. Why? Because my child was bought and sold from the get-go. Before they even came to my house and threw me down and took him. He was already paid for. I know this for a fact because Adam Lewis told me. I've already paid, over $20,000 by September 8th. He paid over $20,000. How much does an adoption cost? $20,000 approximately. This was a false adoption for child sex trafficking. And these people are going to pay, oh my God. There are no words. There are no words for what's coming for these people. There are no words. So I have to get off of here because obviously I'm getting upset. I need to chill out. I need to make my dinner. I need to stay centered for my son because we are still in connection and intuitively we have a very strong bond. And when I get upset, I know that is through quantum physics and quantum theory affecting him. And I can't have that. So, I have to calm down. But I also have to emotionally and spiritually let him know that I am fiercely, fiercely fighting. To the death, if need be. Not mine, not my death. Not my son's death either. But to the death, if need be. To save him. He will know that. No matter what these people do, no matter what these men do, he knows his mother is out there fighting for him and all his peers and his whole generation. He knows it. And I know he knows it. You know why? Because he's my son. He's my child. We are cut from the same cloth. And that cloth is love and light and God. And there is nothing that dark matter or dark energy can do about that. When you bring a candle into a dark room, can the dark room swallow up the candle? No, it cannot. It backs the fuck up is what it does, and it makes room for the light. And that's what we're all going to be doing right now. I love you guys. I need to get off here. I need to chill. I need to make my food. I got some kale. I got chard. The Seattle food banks are taking care of me right now because they've totally stripped me of all my resources. They've ruined 2 or 3 jobs of mine. Nathan Kleiber on Northwest Market Street in Ballard, he is one of the linchpins of this child trafficking. He was the lawyer. He was Adam's lawyer, Adam and Lawrence's lawyer. So he's one of my. I have like a very pensive, piercing focus on him right now and getting him exposed, as well as Lawrence and Adam Lewis, as well as all their peers and all the people that are, swapping children like they're sex toys. Fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. I love you guys. I have to get off of here. I'll talk to you soon.